What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is Sensuy. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Oranos as well. His name is VNC BR, the second VNC BR. I wonder what happened to the first incarnation of VNC. All right, so match number 2, Sensuy managing to claim that first one with some relatively brutal Oranos play. We'll see if he's going to shake things up this game, go for something a little bit different. He does have a decent amount of hunt here. It looks like he's gone for his economic guild. But honestly, this opening we're seeing here from Sensuy, it kind of looks like a 430 build here, if you ask me. This one looks for a... this one looks like a 430 build. Now, I'll explain potentially what the difference between a 430 build and what a 4-minute build is. Basically, when you go for like a 4-minute hunting dogs build, the start, you want to be chopping down these savanna trees, and you chop an entire tree down. And then you send the citizen over onto gold. And by the time you get your 100 wood, 100 gold, you're able to chuck a temple down and get that up for the advance time. It's perfect. You also have to just chop 25 wood down in another straggler tree, but that's neither here nor there. But we are going to be seeing a relatively standard build here from Sensuy this game, rather than the aggressive one that he went for in that first game. But the map is watering hole, and maybe there's something to that. Oftentimes, if you expect your opponent to be advancing quite fast, you could invest a citizen into just building a wall across here, building a wall across here as well, and it can be really tough to make that early game aggression work out. Other thing to remember, I know that this is kind of like a recent tournament, so maybe the rules aren't quite set in stone in everyone's mind, but it is a free God choice tournament, meaning you can play as much Oranos in this tournament as you want, as much Odin as you want, as much Hades as you want, as much you could play Hades, Set, Oranos, Odin in a series if you wanted to. You could do whatever you feel like, whatever you feel has got the best chance of you winning in this tournament. Now, I am interested in what you guys think about this sort of format, and we're going to be asking you as this tournament goes on what you think, because this is all a big... While there's two reasons. So one, Champions League has always been this format, and the reason that it's this format is it's a league and players have to play it for quite a while, and it kind of replicates somewhat of the ladder play in some shape or form, in that everyone kind of plays everyone, and we're really trying to see by the end of this tournament who the best Age of Mythology player is, and this is kind of the best way to work that out. So you can see two situations where who's the best at the moment. You've got the group stage, who's the best in the group stage, and you can make your judgments there. And then you have that final tournament bracket, playoff bracket, where you get an idea of what's happening there, as both players going up through Prometheus here at exactly the same time. No real surprises. There are some relics on this map probably worth taking a look at. Grugnir, Odin Spear, a huge relic to pick up in any sort of mirror matchup are these kind of plus 5% damage relics. We also have this relic over here, the Fetters of Fenrir. This might not seem like the biggest of deals, but things like Elephant here in the middle of the map. You got Elephant over here. One hitting those Elephant actually ends up being a significant increase in food income when it matters. So that's a thing as well. So we'll see how it's all going to end up shaping up here. As the next big question is, what did people spend their resources on? Did we see some upgrades coming through? Answer, no. This is peculiar to me. So if you go for a 4-minute advance time, you can kind of afford to produce military units. If you go for a 4:30 advance time, it means you've actually managed to gather 30 seconds more with one citizen than if you went for a 4-minute advance time, or 35 seconds more actually, which ends up equaling somewhere in the vicinity of, I would say, actually, I can't work it out. I don't know what citizens gather at. Maybe 2.5 resources a second or something like that. So you 2.5 times. I'm going to try and do math here. 2.5 times 30. You're looking at 60, 70 resources, right? No, that doesn't seem right. 90 resources? I actually can't do math. 75 resources? I'm just going to keep on saying things until someone tells me I'm right. Anyways, you get a bunch of extra resources, which does mean that you can probably afford to get either hand axe or pickaxe or husbandry, one of those 3 upgrades, and still be able to do everything else. You actually see right now that Sensuy, he's actually not floating any resources at the moment, so maybe I'm wrong. But he's spending all his resources nicely, actually, so I'm way off. But VNC here could have definitely afforded to get pickaxe, if you ask me, at this stage of the game. He's actually got himself 3 military buildings. So both players doing crazy stuff here. Both players doing crazy stuff. Both 53 population, 52 population. Everyone's spamming everything out. We see a counter barracks now coming down for VNC. Or Sensuy goes for the craziness over here. Sensuy is red. Everyone's confusing me here. It's fine. Okay, so VNC now looking to go for the first initial raid here as the army of VNC pushes in. He manages to find a citizen, low HP citizen. He snipes the citizen. VNC is going to be really, really happy about that right now. He's up in village count by 1 here. He's managed to snipe a unit without taking any real damage here. And Sensuy has got to be furious. He's chasing these units down. We do even see him turning around and realizing he can actually take this fight to some degree. And Sensuy has to retreat back. Meanwhile, over on this position here, Promethean Offspring getting sniped down. Good play there for VNC as Sensuy comes in with all of his units, and or Sensuy comes in with all of his units as VNC has to retreat away here back to the rest of his army. It's currently 68 population apiece here. Pickaxe coming through for VNC. I like that choice there. VNC snipes a citizen and says, I'm going to take the advantage of getting an upgrade while you can't, which is going to push his economy even further in front here. In this game. That's absolutely huge. This is exactly what you want to be doing in these sorts of matchups. You always get people asking these sorts of questions like, how do I actually convert an advantage in Age Mythology, and things that you can get that are incredibly free. But we see, before I explain that, we see a VNC civilian unit out in the middle of nowhere here as Sensuy manages to spot that one here, and VNC is going to be losing that citizen, and Sensuy catching up quite nicely here, though he is quite significantly behind in civilian unit count here as that citizen does fall. We see the units coming through over here. That's 4 citizen here. Shockwave getting thrown down here as the army going to try and get a surround. 1 citizen down for potentially a 4 citizen trade here as VNC is getting all over, swarming this army. Sensuy is furiously trying to get back in onto this position as this citizen over here might just have to say, all right, we'll just pick off one here and then retreat as Sensuy manages to get the rest of those citizens to safety. How did VNC not get more citizen kills there? You have to ask that question, but he does manage to kill off 1 as the other army here of VNC going to be swinging around the other side here. He's going to be trying to split these units up as best as he can to snipe that low HP citizen over here as the mana coming up. He sees the citizen. He's going straight after it. He manages to snipe it down as the fight over here ensuing. VNC's got a significant population advantage right now. He's up by 4 citizens at this point in the game. We see Sensuy getting himself pickaxe here. Maybe VNC needs to either think about getting some more upgrades here himself or going for a town center at this point to project his economy even further ahead in this game. But Sensuy's got to be super, super happy about his position. Now we see Cairo Ballista coming out as well to try and deal with the Murmillo that are out on this position here. The citizen's still trying to grab all of the hunt in the middle of the base. VNC's villagers need to get back to work here. He's not quite paying attention to that. There he goes. He's starting to move them over. He might eat the crocodile here, but he might need a shift click somewhere else after that. Otherwise, those units are going to get idle very, very shortly here as Sensui's going to be losing his military barracks, has to retreat back with his citizens. It's going to be a long grind here for VNC to be able to convert this this advantage that he's got here. One of the things you might want to consider here, and this is a high-level tactic, is never go up to full population. Never go up to full population with your army in as Oranos, because it means that you're going to be sitting on your town center here with 99% for quite some time. And your opponent here, while Sensuy actually right now is currently not gathering food, so he's not able to get any citizens out, but had Sensuy been able to gather food at this point as he's moving back into his main base, dropping farms here, had Sensuy been able to get food, he'd be able to slowly start catching up to VNC's village account and find a kind of equal position here as the citizen move forward onto this hunt in the middle of the map. We'll see if Sensuy's spider senses will tingle here at this point or not, as VNC searching around here for something to do. Citizen on this position here for Sensuy, out in the middle of nowhere. Will we see VNC attempt to go for this or not? I think that he doesn't want to take too much damage from those Murmillo, as he's going to be moving around here looking for something else to do. Meanwhile, Sensuy here is still searching around. He's not going to be able to find anything over here. I'm pretty sure if you see this kind of thing from Sensuy's perspective, you won't actually even know that there was a mana there. But we do see that VNC now going to decide to grab himself a second town center. When you're ahead, get further ahead. It's absolutely huge here, as we see the Terma here just distracting at this point beautifully. He's got the entirety of the army on this town center. And honestly, VNC this game looks like a completely different player here. He is playing this one at a ridiculously high level. He's got a wall over here to protect his gold mine. Yes, the villagers are now moving over onto this gold mine over here. He's going to have to delete a mana and defend those villages. But he's in a really, really good position right now. Manages to snipe that Promethean offspring down. The army, though, of Sensuy is going to be making its way over here. But look at this for VNC. He's smartly retreating back home here as the town center is just about to come up. The unit's now starting to push into Sensuy's base over here. Sensuy grabbing a town center on the back over here as these villagers might get spotted here. We'll see if VNC is going to be able to actually notice this, though, as the Murmillo trying to chase these ones away here. And it looks like VNC is just simply going to be retreating back home. Town center just about to come up here. Is there a shockwave? No, there isn't, as these citizens trying to make their way back in. Sensuy doing some nice path blocking here. Manages to snipe one citizen off. A second citizen might be falling. Does not fall there just yet, as the Murmillo going to be moving back over onto this position. He does go straight to where that low HP citizen is. Spots that one there. Shockwave getting utilized there as the citizen going to be making a break for the mana. Nice play there from VNC, keeping that one alive here. 12 citizen to 10 citizen, and Sensuy has managed to catch back up. Not only that, looks like Sensuy is going to be attempting to get to the heroic age, making some smart moves here. VNC's macro getting a slightly out of control here with 900 wood in the back. Might want to pull all of the villagers off of wood for the time being here. Now, the big advantage that VNC has got here is that he's got full access to the map here. He's going to be able to get himself elephants, hunt over here and everywhere else. There's very little hunt left over here that has been scouted for Sensuy, so he just doesn't know where to go. He's got a hippo over here he could potentially grab as well, but Sensuy will be able to advance to the heroic gauge here. Does he have an armory up? I don't see. Yes, he must have an armory somewhere, though I don't see it. Where is it? Oh, there it is, right here in front of my face. Okay, so Thea, the god of choice, makes a lot of sense. Obviously, Thea gets access to a lot of advantages as we see a citizen over here getting sniped down. Beautiful play here from Sensuy, trying to raid his way back into this game. Picking off a hero citizen at that is a really, really big deal. He's going to be able to snipe a bunch of units here. Might want to consider retreating here, as he does manage to do so, as VNC's army going to be coming back in. And this is exactly what you have to do when you're behind, is try and play sneaky, try and cut corners and things like that. Go Thea here with only 83 population is something that normally, could get punished really hard if VNC simply just right clicks maybe onto the town center, for example, or even just goes for a gold star, which is definitely something that is possible here as the village is going to be moving over here. We'll see if VNC's got this idea in the back of his mind or not, but here's the thing. Sensuy is going to be able to get himself out. Stymphalian birds. He's got 66 population now to get Stymphalian birds out, which is going to be huge. He's also going to be able to get out a Hesperid's tree. He's also going to be able to throw down a market, and he does manage to shockwave another citizen. They're going to be picking off two citizens who are very confused about how they're going to be moving there. Beautiful play here from Sensuy. Still has an advantage in the civilian units, though, for VNC for the time being, but lots of citizens currently are caused to be idle here. As look at this, Sensuy, he's not even going for the gold at this point. He's mining up all the resources. He might move over here and just drop a palace as an idea instead of wasting any other time here. He's got the resources to do that at this point. He's throwing down a military barracks at 89 of 90 population. As the army comes through here, he needs to throw some houses down as well. There's a Hesperid's tree to boot. I wonder if Sensuy is considering Mythic Age here. It might be a bit crazy, but we see the citizen going to be sneaking around here to potentially drop that palace here. We'll see if that's what he's going to be going for as he jumps onto this gold mine. He has to continue to distract here, and I think that Sensuy knows exactly that this is necessary. He's trying to pull the wool over VNC's eyes here, as he is definitely managing to do that. We've got a bit of a maze over here, as it were, and VNC is furiously searching around the map, not realizing that this is where the gold mine is. But Sensuy, he still hasn't thrown the palace down. He still hasn't thrown the houses down. He's too busy trying to micro his army to sort out the problems that he's currently got here in this game. And he's making himself some of the dryads here. But how many heroes are actually left here for VNC? He's actually got quite a few heroes. And the army of the army of Sensuy in all of this distraction action is actually becoming somewhat of a problem here, as we see some hero Terma getting created. Maybe going to attempt to take down the Stymphalian Bird there. He's got 2-3 hero Terma there as the Stymphalian Bird starting to get targeted down. The Kontari is coming over here. That's one Stymphalian Bird getting taken down. They are just about to pop here for VNC as well. So he's going to be able to get his own Stymphalian Birds out, his own Hesperid's tree, potentially on the forward map here. And now look at this, the army comes marching in, and Sensuy still has not managed to defend this gold mine here as VNC storms through. Sensuy in a lot of trouble here. He's going to be retreating off of the gold mine. I don't think that there is I told a lie. There is 100% a shockwave there, as these citizens are all going to get absolutely massacred here as Sensuy turns around. He starts attacking a little bit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 citizens, well, 6 citizens getting sniped down here as Sensuy had finally found somewhat of an advantage or equalization in the economy. He just loses everything because he was too greedy to throw a palace down on that position. Meanwhile, we're seeing raids coming through over here trying to pick off citizen. He does manage to pick off 1 or 2, but VNC is up 4 citizen yet again in this game, and Sensuy has got no gold mines left on this map at all here, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll see what Sensuy's army is going to do. Sensuy's still sitting at 89 of 90 population. He doesn't realize how housed he is in this game. Finally throwing down a mana here for Sensuy, and we'll see how things are going to go here. As the army of VNC is still going to be moving around the map. This is smart. Finally, VNC realizing he can get a gold star here. Moves his Terma back onto this position over here. Checking out this gold mine as well. As the gold here for VNC is actually starved as well. There's no gold. There's a gold mine over here that could potentially be grabbed though. As the town center is going to get grabbed here for VNC. Lots of resources in the bank here. Would love to see some upgrades coming through. Things like heavy infantry wouldn't go astray here at all, as the Sensuy units moving through at this point, looking for something to take out. The units moving back over onto this gold mine. Would still love to see some sort of a palace coming down. Do we have a market? Yes, we do. He can start selling wood for gold to keep himself afloat in this game if Sensuy wants here. But he hasn't managed to do that just yet. This town center going up very, very fast with 3 citizens on it. And the map control here that potentially VNC can grab is going to be absolutely huge. There's more units coming out for Sensuy. He's got Cairo Ballistus, Stymphalian Bird, Dryad, Contarius. This is an absolutely wild army that Sensuy has constructed. He still hasn't put down that final mana here. I don't know why Sensuy is making it so hard for himself in this game, but we'll We'll wait and see if he's ever going to realize that he's missing one of those houses. I mean, 110 population is such a strange amount of population to be sitting on. If I see that, I'm just like, yuck, 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 yuck. That's what my brain is telling me. I need to have more, but we are seeing some oracles moving around here. That's 3 population kind of being wasted. This is something that Oranos players kind of don't realize, is that oracles are kind of useless and they cost 1 population. Probably worth deleting them, in all honesty. Is Hecate now coming through for Sensuy? Potentially that's why he didn't want to go up to 130 population here in order to advance to the Mythic Age and see if he can find an advantage where that's concerned, as the Cairo Battles here are absolutely massacring those medium Murmillo. This Stallion Bird's doing so much damage here, as well as the Contarius now going to be moving around. Potentially these Oracle Scouts are going to be for line of sight in the main base of VNC to drop a Tartarian Gate or something like that, as the Contarius trying to get through here. This Stallion Bird going to get some good damage done. Those Contarius here got to be, not Contarius, those Cairo Battles got to be a little bit more careful with those. Don't want to be allowing those to get out of position. But now that Sensuy has clicked up to the Mythic Age, he definitely needs a mana of some sort here. As now we see the Contarius coming through here, looking to try and take down the Citizen. As the Citizen here of Sensuy going to be pulling off of that gold mine yet again. Nice play here. I love this kind of sneaky back and forth from this gold mine. As the line of sight comes in, you kind of let your opponent see that nothing's on there, but they're actually just a little bit back, and then you go back when the line of sight goes away. Really, really smart here as the Contarius moves into Sensuy's base here. He's going to have to figure out where he wants to drop this Tartarian Gate. Maybe here, maybe here. I mean, he kind of wants to drop it close enough to the main base here, as the Contarius does get sniped there. He's not going to be able to drop that one straight away. He could put it onto this town center as another option here, though. I imagine in the main base is going to be the best shout for Sensuy. As the army comes through here, he might be able to catch this Sensuy army out of position. He does manage to do so as the unit's going to be pulling back. We do have a Lampede here, which is going to be a really big help. Will he be able to hit the Stymphalian Bird? Yes, he will, but that will be a trade for the Lampede there. Without the upgrade, it's on the Lampede. That death animation doesn't do any damage there. Where did we see the Tartarian Gate get clicked? Nowhere just yet. As the Hesperid's tree gets dropped down, the Contarius is going to be pushing in here. Generally speaking, you want to use that Tartarian Gate there on the temple, but he drops it there onto one of those counter barracks, and he's going to start getting some pressure onto this town center. Thank you for the 2 months, Iron Cabbage. Appreciate you, my friend. As these units are going to be starting to take out the town center 50% of the way through for that Hecate of VNC. But the thing is, there's 5 Stymphalian Birds here, and Stymphalian Birds, a little known fact is they're really, really good at killing off a Tartarian Gate. Unlike a normal building, which has got 95% pierce armor, Tartarian Gate only has 60% pierce armor, so the Stymphalian Birds can actually take that down really, really easily here, as we do see some raids now coming in onto the Citizen, onto this gold mine. There are also some Citizen on this gold mine that can get raided, as we see Contarius swinging around over there, and Sensuy is trying to put the pressure back onto VNC here, as VNC has managed to deal with the Tartarian Gate. Now, there will be a Tartarian Gate that's going to be able to get shot in onto Sensuy's main base. We'll have to wait and see how that's going to get dealt with, as the Stymphalian Birds need to kind of just retreat back home. We do see Stymphalian Bird versus Stymphalian Bird. They get picked off so absurdly fast here. We see the Citizens actually getting targeted down there as well. We've got some hero Terma coming in onto this position as VNC's Stymphalian Bird does get taken down. There's the Tartarian Gate getting dropped down in the main base of Sensuy. He needs to bring his Stymphalian Birds back now, and that's exactly what he's going to be doing here. He's playing this one very nicely from behind, as we do see the raids coming in onto the Citizens over here, as Sensuy is going to continue to put max amount of pressure onto VNC. VNC's economy is hurting quite a lot here in this game, but while this is all going on, this gold mine over here of Sensuy is getting attacked, and Sensuy needs to think about retreating back off of this one again. However, Sensuy at this point now, he's got plenty of gold in the bank, more than enough here. as the Symphalian birds are slowly but surely going to be able to take out this Tartarian gate, as the raid's going to be coming back in. This gold mine over here getting grabbed now for VNC, and Sensuy doesn't really know about that, so he's going to be a little bit surprised to realize that VNC is getting gold income at this point. But look at this, the town center now starting to get taken down. Sensuy's town center doesn't have maces, doesn't have anything here at this point, and that will be falling here very, very shortly, as VNC has got a very, very strong army of heavy archers going to be returning back over onto this gold mine to take out some more citizen here, as it looks like Sensuy is just continuing to ignore his own base here as best as he possibly can. Symphalian birds need to return back over here and take this out at some point, as the hero Kontari is going to be looking to take down some citizen on this gold mine. VNC does manage to garrison those there at that point, as we see a palace getting thrown up, another manor coming up over on this position as well. But Sensuy has got an absolute mountain to climb here. VNC is going to be able to grab this fourth town center, very, very shortly here as well, as the Kontari's hero is going to be searching around for something to do here. As the citizen get pushed off that gold mine, all of the units here currently swarming the gold mines of VNC. But VNC's got so much population here, ladies and gentlemen. 145 compared to Sensuy's 98. But wait, is there a plan here for a Titan? There's no way right now that Sensuy can get out of Titan. He's got 9 favor in the bank. He's got enough resources for the Titan upgrade, but he just doesn't have the favor. It's going to be, wait, we can work it out right now. 1 town center at 5.4 favor a minute. It'll be 4 minutes. 4 minutes before he can get, no, that doesn't seem right. That's only 20 favor. It's 8 minutes before he can get himself a Titan gate here. Essentially the Titan's research, which is definitely going to be too long for sure. As we do see a palace finally getting shot up here by VNC, realizing, well, if he's just going to keep raiding my gold, I can just put a palace up and there's nothing that Sensuy can do anymore, and he can freely mine gold on this gold mine for quite some time to come here. As then the town center can start looking to come up. We see the Kontarius heroes coming around here, as well as Sensuy is trying to figure this one out. He's slowly but surely falling further and further behind, though. The villager differential here is actually equal at this point. There is a cheeky gold mine over here as well, which I don't think that VNC knows about, that Sensuy could send the villagers up to grab here as well. But again, even if he starts gathering gold, and he can sell plenty of food right now, which he is going to be doing for units at this point, but even if he does get a gold mine here, he needs to get population as well. As the destroyers now look like they're going to attempt to push in, take this Tartarian gate down. Hero destroyers, they I think Tartarian spawns do a 50% minus damage against heroes, so they will survive quite a while against this Tartarian gate, potentially even be able to take out the Tartarian spawns to boot here. But it looks like, well, what else is coming through for Sensuy? He doesn't really have anything left. He's going to have to somehow manage to take this town center back after all is said and done. He might send all of his citizen in here as well to grab that one back up, as all the gold mines are currently getting surrounded. We do see some Cairo Palace are coming up to the top side of the map for some reason. Not sure exactly what they're looking for, but another palace is up for VNC. There's kind of like 2 options here for VNC. You can just grab a Titan, or if you can just push through it and just hold this town center, he should be fine as well. As Sensuy gets the resources, he's got himself 8 villagers currently building this town center, as the army is going to have to make its way over. It's only a handful of units coming through, only Arcus as well, and this is the majority destroyers here and dryads. They are champion Arcus though. He does have some armory upgrades, but not really that many here. As the Ark is going to be getting pushed back, trying to stop this town center from coming back up here. But Sensuy, never give up, never surrender attitude in this game, as the Arcus hero comes through. Dryads doing their best to defend. Town center does end up coming up. Sensuy has got a lifeline here in this game as he gets his town center up. Look at that, 100 of 140 population. He just needs some gold income now, as the citizens sneaking down onto this position. And Sensuy as he gets the town center up, he decides to tap out. VNC with a surprise victory here against Sensuy. He played out of his mind in this game. Sensuy going to be kicking himself for giving VNC such a huge advantage early game. He played it so well to try and bring himself back in, but VNC manages to hold himself strong in this game. What a wild ride this one was. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. This is what Age of Mythology is about. And I'll see you guys in the next game.